Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, bonus episode 572.
Wow.
I don't know, it feels like a lot, but we yet another, and final. This is the final, sadly. KOH bonus episode.
Oh, boy.
Thursday episode. We're going to go back to our once a week.
All good things come to an end.
Man. But I'll tell you, it's good.
I've been told.
Again, we just, you know, when you're there on the lakebed and you get the opportunity to talk to all these people and, you know, they find out you have a podcast or, you know, you say, hey, you want to be on the podcast? And it's like, heck yeah, let's go record. So
yep.
Didn't pass up those opportunities. So today we have Austin from Irate4x4. Irate4x4, not pirate.
No.
But Irate4x4. So Austin, you're going to hear the story. But Jimmy helped set this one up, and I'm glad we got to sit down with Austin. Super cool guy.
That was a great interview.
And he basically, you know, started a new pirate 4x4. Took all the good parts of it. It was going downhill. The thing got sold. You'll hear all the details. And he took it and breathed life back into this form.
Absolutely.
And it is cool. So it started in May of 2020.
Right.
And it's already, you know, a lot of the old people from Pirate jumped over, which is great.
So the timing was great with COVID. I mean,
I think so. And we talk about that a little bit down there. I think he did, you know, that was a good opportunity to do that. And
let's be reassured. We didn't want COVID, but
no, not at all. But you know, to make something happen,
right,
during those times. So go follow on IG. So it's Irate, IRATE 4x4. And then, of course, you know, he's got the forum.
Right, Irate4x4.com.
Right. And go check it out. And it's growing, and he's got a cooking section in there.
I know that was
and
exciting. I mean, I want to see what some of the trail food that they got put together is. You know, that's killer.
And then you got to check out his Unimog. We talk about that. That thing definitely commanded attention on the lakebed.
Oh, I missed that.
And it's badass. So, you know, without further ado, let's just roll into that interview.
Roll it.
All right, here on the lakebed, KOH 2021. With a couple special people here in the Taj Mahal, our mobile studio, thanks to Georgia Boy. Sitting across from me, the none other, Jimmy Jet Black. How the heck are you, Jimmy?
I'm doing well, Jason. Thanks for asking. It's nice to be out here on the lakebed with you and hanging out in person. It's been too long.
It has been too long, and I got to say it's been fun. Recording with you, we've done a couple podcasts, and I think you and I need to start our own podcast, and Tyler and Chris can do their own, you know, when they're 2-3 trips a year wheeling or whatever.
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's something, it would be like snail whiskey.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Whiskey Snail.
Yeah, sounds great.
Drunk Snail, the Drunk Snail podcast. All right, and then we have a special guest today in the Taj Mahal, Austin from Irate4x4. So, Austin, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Right on. So, welcome to KOH 2021.
Man, this place is crazy.
Isn't it?
Yes.
And I was kind of astonished to learn that this is your first time at KOH.
It is. I spent years in St. Louis just sitting there watching the live feeds or watching the photos, and it's awesome to finally be here.
Long time watcher, first time participant.
True.
But it's not in your backyard. So you are from St. Louis area?
St. Louis.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of a haul. How long did it take you to get out here?
It took us about 3 days.
And you weren't driving that Unimog.
No.
Because that would have taken about 3 weeks.
I had to leave at the end of last KOH to get here. 40 is a good top speed on that thing going downhill.
We'll get into your Unibog here in a little bit, but that thing is just flat out badass. It definitely gained some attention. In the 4-wheel drive club that I belong to, we have a Unimog in there, and it's just so fun to just look at it, and
yeah, they are
I've ridden in them, and it's just they wheel pretty damn good. So, first time at KOH, what's your first impression?
Mind blown.
Yeah,
everybody I talk to about it says, "Oh, it's your first time. Sorry, there's not that many people here." I sit here and I look out and I'm like, I can't imagine it being a full year. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. I pulled in a camper and just kind of awestruck looking around. I just kept going and going and going, and I luckily ended up in this spot, a very high point where we can sit at a table kind of like that, and just look out the window all night long and just see just lights forever and the gong show going on in front of you.
Watch all the private fireworks shows going off,
yes,
and the fires of numerous sizes in the different camps, and you could see Cody Wagner's monster fire he had last night at Lasertown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you try to describe it to people, even people that like us that are in the sport, the hobby, and have gone out to different events, but this is an event like none other.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. You know, they the Burning Man of four-wheeling, they say, and all that stuff, but you just cannot put it into words until you actually experience it yourself.
Right, absolutely. I've tried taking some pictures.
Yeah.
I take a picture and I look at my phone and be like, that's not going to describe it.
That's not what I was just looking at.
No.
Yeah.
What would you say, though, Jason? What percentage or volume do you think this is compared to last year's or the year before?
Yeah, I mean, last year was just the biggest I've ever seen, in whatever the 8-9 years. But it was definitely crazy huge last year. So it is significantly less this year, but still 30,000 plus people out here.
Yeah, I was going to say my guess was about 40.
Yeah,
and I think that's about roughly 40% smaller than it was last year.
I mean, they can't do an accurate head count out here because not everybody goes through Boone Road Gate. People it's a desert in California. People come in from all over to camp on the lakebed, which is totally legal. It's BOM land. But if you want to participate and get into Hammertown, then you need to pay your dues, which is fine. But then most people do here. But yeah, I would say it's I mean, I heard numbers of 80,000 last year, but who knows? Again, it's Fagizzy, all subjective. Sure. But is there half the amount of people? Boy, it doesn't seem like half of last year. It seems more than half, but definitely less than last year. There's a very diplomatic answer for you, Jimmy.
Thanks. Perfect. But yeah, just to kind of give you an idea, right, of this, let's just go with half. This is half the amount of people.
Right.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Was out here last year.
So
I don't know how you'd move. It's already so compact in here.
And one other thing I would say that I've noticed being here for the 8-9 days, whatever, is our camp. We, you try to circle the wagons to enclose your camp in, and then we've had, various people come and go. But usually you're fighting to hold your borders, and we didn't have to fight this year to hold the borders.
Gotcha.
We didn't have to build a wall as bad. So because usually it just on, Wednesday, especially Thursday, this lake bed just becomes so impacted and people looking for a camp spot. And, so anyways, that was another thing this year that's been nice. Hammertown's been great. And, I do have to say what amazes me every year, I don't know how they vet the guards at the gates, but they're so nice. They're welcoming, and they're like, "Hey, welcome to Hammertown. Let's see your wristband," or "Hey, mask up," or But they're very nice, and they don't have a fun job.
Right.
They don't have a fun job at all,
especially as the night wears on.
Yeah, and it's 24/7. I mean, obviously they change out shifts, but pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I said thank you to some peace officers
all the time.
Yeah, hey guys, thanks for being out here.
Yeah, thanks for being out here, and especially this year, it's tough because there's people that refuse to wear masks, and they're trying to keep everybody masked up in Hammertown. So, yeah, better them than me. So, first time at KOH. You've been out here for how many days now?
I got here last Sunday.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you've been out here. So you're fully entrenched in the KOH community right now.
Oh, yeah.
You got out and done any wheeling, or you just been spectating? What have you been doing?
A little bit. That mog, we kind of just got it together before we came out here. So I didn't want to take it out and break it. It was kind of more for people to hey, take a look at kind of thing. So
right.
That, and I didn't really understand like when the trails were going to be open, when they were going to be closed. So I was really just kind of coming out and checking everything out. So we drove around a lot and checked everything out. Like, hey, I'm going to come back and do that for sure.
Yeah, it definitely commands attention. So let's talk about this Unimog. Give us some specs.
Yeah, it's a 1955 404.111 if you're going to be that specific. It was they didn't make very many of them. It's actually an airport tug, so it's a little smaller than most.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So that helps with wheeling quite a bit. So we got some. It didn't run when we bought it. Drug it off the trailer. I had a member from our site. He picked it up in California for me. He's from California, picked it up just outside of Vegas, and brought it all the way to St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, yeah, wow. That was awesome. That was a pretty big thing. And then we drug it off the trailer, drug it in the shop, and spent about a month getting it working, converted it to propane.
Oh, so it is propane powered.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. They don't have like any kind of EFI for any of those old Mercedes engines, so that's the best route to go.
So it was a gas engine.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. Some of those did have diesel in them.
Right.
But that one was gas.
Okay.
So got it up and running, and Mickey Thompson, got some big Mickey Thompson, some 43-inch Baja Pros on there. And then John at Stas Works hooked me up with some awesome rims. He made those for me. Those showed up actually the day before we left. He overnighted them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are they roughly 20s?
They're 17s.
Oh, they're 17s. I thought you had to have really massive wheels to fit over the portal section.
Oh, you do. So 17 is like cutting it very close.
Okay.
Yeah. They factory, they do come with 20s.
Right.
So we put 17s on there, and with the back spacing, it helps a lot. So the wheels are out a little more with 4 inches
what
of
is
back
the back
space.
4
inches,
cool.
yeah. So this sticks out a little bit, and it's been a blast driving around. So I'm glad we got it up and running.
Yeah, you explained last night that it's pretty much like riding in an old school Cadillac.
It is. It is. So we spent, like I said, we drug it off the trailer in the shop and worked on it. And it wasn't really but the week before we started heading out here that I got it running and out. And I just drove it up and down the street, and I'm like, I didn't even think to look at these shocks. And then you're just sitting there bouncing around, you know.
Like, especially out in the desert here.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It was interesting.
So that's cool. Do you have any other four-wheel drives, or what's?
Hold on, before we go away from that.
Okay.
So a lot of Unimogs have like a cab in the front, and then have a bunch of different stuff options in the rear. What's the backside of? What's your backside look like?
Well, it's kind of personal.
Wow!
Wow!
Well, this is after hours at podcast here.
I don't know if I'm on the right couch.
Just
here.
I don't know about that.
It's so they're typically just have like a 2-seater cab up front and like a wood bed in the back, and a lot of them were like troop transport type things. So they got the covers on the back, but the previous owner had taken all that off and put 2 seats back there and just kind of enclosed it.
Right.
And they bobbed the rear end, so. It's pretty nice. It'll be good to truck the family around and take them on some trails. So
yeah, definitely. No, it's a very unique looking rig. Unimogs are unique in their own, and then yours has a little bit more customization done to it, so it stands out definitely. And then I remember you driving around, and you have that like neon green whip going as well, and so it's just standing out all over the place. It's a rad rig.
Yeah, so it is.
We started selling. Started selling Gorilla whips on our site there, and so they hooked me up with the lights and we don't do a lot of that in flyover country where we're from there because it's mostly all mud. You go rolling around with rock lights and stuff like that, and they're pretty quickly covered up. But out here, it's been awesome. So I do love the look of it.
It is. It's. I mean, and that's the cool thing. Your first time here at KOH, but you see everything from a clapped out POS that somebody's got maybe $400 invested into it, 4x4 of some sort. We won't say Toyota, but it's probably a Toyota. All the way to $1 million 4-wheel drive trophy trucks.
Oh yeah,
and everything in between, and some just. I enjoy just walking around camp and around Hammertown and stuff and looking at people's personal rigs and what they've done to them. And, there's some home-built stuff. There's some professionally built stuff. There's some high-dollar stuff. There's, hey, I just, made this work stuff. And then to go out on the trails and see these rigs out four-wheeling and having a blast. And then you got races on top of that at the end of the week. I mean, it's just so cool. But yeah, your rig stands out, which is awesome for your Irate4x4 forum there, so to promote it. So
yep.
Wait.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's jump back into if there's any other rigs.
Yeah, if there's any other rigs, and then I want to know what trailer you're towing that Unimog on, because that's not going on a standard trailer.
No, it's a. I don't have any other rigs right now. I had a JK. It was the family truckster there, so we sold that.
Jeep guy.
Yeah. Yep. Always been a Jeep guy.
Yes.
Nice knowing you guys.
Hey. Snail Trail out.
I've probably had 6 or 7 of them since I've been wheeling. Mostly all CJs. That was my first JK there.
Nice.
And that was really just because I need something to drive on the street and put the kids in the back of,
Did you ever have a CJ5?
Yep. My first one was a CJ5.
What year?
It was a 7. Well, which part?
I know. Yeah. Exactly. It's like mine is generally a 74-ish, 72, 74.
Like mine was a 76.
Okay.
Yep. And it was a lot of fun. I think whoever had it first did some mud races with it because it came with some really skinny, tall tires, and it had a big old cam in it, and almost too much for trail riding. So that was my first dive into working on Jeeps, was to kind of tone that thing back a little bit for trails.
Right.
But since then, I've had an 8, a CJ8,
nice.
and a couple 7s. And it's been fun. I probably have more fun working on those things than just as much fun as wheeling them.
Sure.
But
yeah, that's all part of the deal.
It is.
For the four-wheeling hobby lifestyle. Good credit card debt and a lot of wrench time.
True story.
So is it a special trailer then?
No, it's not. It's just a regular car hauler. It's actually one I bought back from my CJs. So that thing's probably, but that one's probably like 12 years old at least. And it's a trailer man trailer, and it's just built like a tank. So luckily, because it hauls a tank, those things aren't light.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you had any clue about the weight of the Unimog.
No, they're around 6,000 pounds from the factory is what the numbers were. But since that thing has the extra bed on it and the roll cage and all that other stuff, and now with the new tires, I'm not 100%. I'll have to get it checked, but I guess that's easily another 1,000 on it.
Well, the axles
6,000 plus.
Yeah, axles are 2,000 each at least.
Yeah, they're big. They're beefy.
They are beefy, and it is fun. Great Unimog story. The guy in our club, he has all the winch, the mechanically operated winch. So
PTO?
PTO. Sorry, thank you. And so it's a huge, I don't know how many 1,000-pound, 20-plus 1,000-pound winch, right, with this huge cable. And then he's got boxes, and he's got all the recovery gear. So we do an adopt-a-trail in California, and it's great to have him out there because this thing is just like a tractor.
Yeah, they are.
And so his tree saver is from me to you, which is a good 8 feet or so, and it looks like a hammock for recovery on his rig. So I just love the beefiness of the Unimogs and just how freaking stout everything is. And I mean, to break one of those things off road would be tough.
Yeah, it'd be tough to get it back off the trail.
And then it would be really hard to recover it. Yeah. So
and sourcing parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a hard part, is finding parts for it. It didn't come with a windshield or anything like that. So there's this company out here in California that they do a lot of importing of parts from, I guess, just warehouses of stockpiles of old military stuff in Europe. And I reached out to them for a windshield. He goes, "Yeah, we got one of those, and this is brand new." I'm like, how brand new? It's a 1955. He goes, "Yeah, we'll ship it to you." And it showed up in a crate. It's got German. It's all written in German.
Wow!
And you open it up, and it says right on the glass, "Made in West Germany" on it.
Wow!
And it's like, I'm like, this crate's cool. This windshield's cool. Like this thing hasn't been seen or opened since it was made.
Wow!
And then he hooked me up with some doors that are same way. They're just like fresh. It's got that old military smell. It's beautiful.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
I'll have to get you my buddy's info that has a Unimog. I'm sure he can help you out because he's been in Unimog clubs and stuff, and definitely has access to parts because I know that's been a challenge for him. But it's cool.
Yeah, there's a Facebook group. I've kind of been getting some information from those guys, And I noticed yesterday they changed. I got this awesome picture from the shootout. So I drove all the way up to the top there, and just kind of parked it there and took a really good nighttime photo of all the lights, everything going on down there with the MOG, and it was lit up.
Perfect.
And I was on that page the other day, and I see that's their new profile.
Oh, sweet!
Yeah, so
that's cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's definitely a spectacle.
Yeah,
we'll just call it a spectacle out there. Backdoor Thursday night at KOH. Well, that's cool. So let's dive into your Irate4x4 forum and how that got started and all that. So what was the background on that story?
Yeah, it kind of just all came together in a few months. I'm sure most people have heard of Pirate4x4. It's been around for like 20 years at least.
Right.
A guy named Lance owned it for years, and then I guess about 6 or 8 years ago probably he sold it. And the company he sold it to, their whole business model is really just to buy up large forums. I want to say they have something like a little over 900 of them now.
Wow.
And so, and it would be a good business model if they cared about what they were buying, or if they actually wheeled, but all they care about is buying the content people have produced, and thousands of pages that they can put thousands of ads on. So that's kind of what they did. And in the last 6 or 8 years, it's kind of been going downhill. There's been a lot of security breaches. People have been locked out, can't get back in. There's been a whole slew of issues. And it slowly drove people away. I mean, things like Facebook and that didn't help a whole lot from forums. But the way these guys are running this thing really is kind of drug it down a lot. So there weren't a whole lot of members left. And we got an update from... it's called Vertical Scope is the company, and they said they're going to be pushing us to their new format in like a month or something like that. And for all these other sites out there that they've done this to, it's kind of been the last straw for them. It kind of, after that, the communities kind of fall apart, and it doesn't work well. And even worse, it's just got even more ads on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So. Was this a beer drinking night and started writing stuff down on a cocktail napkin, or how did you say, okay, I'm going to start this forum?
No, so I've been in web development for a long time, and since we've been having these problems for the last several years, I've been on Pirate for 17 years, at least.
And the originals.
Yeah, I found it pretty early on, but I don't think I actually signed up immediately. It's when Pirate back in the day. It's you read and search and then come back another day, and if you still can't find it, then maybe ask your question. Otherwise, you're gonna
and ask it intelligently, or as intelligently as you can,
right? And then,
or else you get just lambasted, which was highly entertaining.
Oh yeah, it was. So anyway, I lurked on there for a long time, and after all these years, even for a while with. I got out of wheeling for just a little bit, just life stuff.
Sure.
And but still, every day I'd still be on there just checking in, see what everybody else is doing, and it kind of became. It's like they say here at KOH, Ultra4 is such a family, and that's really what the core group of people that are still on there are. One big, glorious, dysfunctional family.
Well said. Well said.
So. Anyway, they were saying they were going to push us to this new format, and that's like I said, it's been the nail in the coffin for all these other forums.
Sure.
And they gave us a time and a date, and so I jumped on just setting up something else to move to.
Right on.
Yeah.
Last night you told us about what you did at the very last minutes. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be awesome, because I think what you did and how their lack of knowledge of what was happening on the forum was priceless.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, they don't care. They just want to get their ads on there. So what happened is they gave us a time and date of when they were going to be turning off the website. And what they essentially do is put it in a read-only mode. So not to get too technical, but you can still read from the database, but you can't write to it. So you can't post, you can't delete, you can't do any of that kind of stuff. But the content's still there to serve ads, So they said, okay, tonight at whatever time it was, we're going to be turning the website into read-only mode, and then after that, it'll be 3 or 4 days before the new format shows up. So, this past month, the whole month before that, I've been working on getting this set up. And there have been a few posts on there about what we're going to do. Like, what would people name it? That kind of stuff. So a lot of that stuff was kind of in the works, and still someplace they could totally see and read, and, they just, they just didn't care. So we came up with Irate, which is awesome, because so we just, the way people were getting agitated with the site,
Perfect.
all we did, we just dropped the P off pirate, and Irate.
Yeah. That fits. It works.
It works awesome. It rolls off the tongue a little funny
really
after
does.
saying pirate for so long. So it's like Irate.
Yeah. No, but it works. I love it.
Totally works.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's a great backstory.
So they said, just say it was 5 o'clock, whatever it is when we're going to put it in read-only mode, and they did. So at 4:58, I had this prepared post. I said, hey, basically, screw these guys. We're moving over here. It's up. It's live. I had some mods from some of the moderators from Pirate. They were already over there on the new site for a week or two, helping me test and make sure everything was going to go smooth. So right before they put it in read-only mode, I put that post on there, and sure as shit, they just put it in read-only mode, locked it, and it was on the front page for 3 days.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Right? That's so funny.
I mean, you would think if that's your business.
Yeah, we need to get rid of this or whatever.
Pause this migration for an hour.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that and start over. They just...
Well,
it just shows how much they don't
never
care.
paid attention.
No.
They didn't look. They just clicked the button
so
as
crazy.
read-only, walked away, and left it. And everybody that was checking in was going, oh, my gosh, here's the next place. This is where I need to go.
Right.
And jumped over. How fast did Irate grow at that point?
Yeah. It was quick. We had thousands of members within a week.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody jumped ship.
You literally, it was like one day everybody was there and everybody just went up and moved over.
It's like the cops came and everybody was running from that party to the next party house, right?
Exactly.
Because we don't want to stop the party, but we just got to move locations.
Right. Yeah, this is funny. Everybody's jumping over, signing up, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm number 53. And when they were like 10,000 on the old side or something like that.
So there is that status, right?
There,
of people, I'm so-and-so from Pirate. I'm like, okay, that's
we
great,
have somebody in our camp that is number 37.
Really?
Mm-hmm, on Irate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 37
True.
on Irate.
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder who that is.
I know.
Is it you?
No.
Oh.
No.
I thought it was you. I thought you were down.
Is it
he can't.
Anthony?
Anthony? I don't know.
The photographer?
Oh,
yeah.
Anthony.
Goes by Surf and Snow.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so let's because I don't do a lot of the forum stuff. I was a lurker on Pirate. You know, just again, I'm doing my builds and stuff and trying to learn from other people's, what they mistakes or whatever and how they're doing stuff and this worked. So you as the in charge of this, and I mean, how many handles do you know or the nicknames of people of your followers that are on this forum? I mean, it's just funny. It's like an AKA, right? Otherwise known as. And so you go out to these events or whatever, and people probably come up to you and go, "Oh yeah, I'm, Toyota 1 ton or whatever," and and you're like, "Okay, oh yeah, you're Adam or whatever." I don't know. It's got to be tough.
It is tough. So we got into doing some rig sponsorship, and I went out to the pits to meet those guys for the first time in person.
Okay,
just to be like, hey, and I got from me to you to the first guy I walked up to, and I'm like, shit, I know his screen name.
Uh-huh.
Well,
yeah.
What was it?
What's his real name?
Yeah. So most everybody I see, it's like, oh, I know their screen name, or visually, you picture their avatar or whatever it is, So
I get that all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, because people go, oh, hey, Snail Trail 4x4. They don't know my name,
right?
But they know the business, right?
Exactly.
That's there's just a
which is similar to going, oh, hey, Toyota 1 ton. You know, how's it going?
Right.
Oh, Tribal Crawl. Oh, hey, how you doing? And then some people are like, their username may not even be something that they, it may have just been something funny or goofy or something like that. So you say it out loud, and then you realize, oh, you probably didn't want that, or something. You didn't want people to hear that. Yeah.
So yeah, you mentioned that you sponsored some rigs yesterday for the EMC race. So you had 3 rigs that you sponsored?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we full on sponsor them, but we definitely help them get a lot of their parts.
Sure.
So at Irate, we started getting into parts sales.
Okay.
And it's really, the main goal behind that is to help fund the site for one thing, and just to keep people coming to the site and seeing their builds. So that, we want to see what you're buying, what you're building, how you're applying all your stuff. Throw up some photos and tell us about it,
Yeah.
So we have some really good deals. It's not a cheap hobby. So a lot of the premium members on our website get some pretty deep discounts on whatever they're going to buy. So
very cool.
Yeah. So we help the guys that we sponsor out with some even better discounts. So we're always looking to help those guys out, and we definitely want to do the EMC crowd, because those are the guys that are pulling everything out of their pocket to do it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I love the EMC race because, and as you saw here in our circle of friends, our huge circle of friends here at KOH, with Amber Turner, racing a Suzuki Samurai in 31s, right behind us is the first electric vehicle that actually completed the race, which was freaking phenomenal. And then our other friends that are in Hammertown that have moved on up, but they're just wreck wheelers that became, for, hey, I want to race.
Right.
And it's just that progression for some people, not for me. I like to watch.
Yeah,
I'm a good spectator.
It's fun.
I'm not a racer.
So how long has Irate been going now?
That was last May that we fired that up, so not even a year yet. And
wow,
but it's doing really good. We got merchandise flying out the door. The membership is still growing.
Do you have any stats for us?
I want to say we're like right at 4,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's been growing slow, and it's really more about trying to get the word out to like all the people that have left because of like the security breaches, or I understand some people won't go to Facebook. It's easy to look at an app. It's right there. But a lot of those people are slowly figuring out, between Facebook and their censorship shenanigans and all that kind of stuff going on, it's really hard to follow a build on there. So we've been reaching out to those guys and saying, come back to the forums. It's way better to follow and document a build on there than anything else.
Yeah, no doubt. So this is full-time gig for you, I got to assume.
It's not.
No, it's not.
No. I'd like for it to be. So that's how we're trying to get into the part sales and that kind of stuff. It definitely takes a lot of time, though. So.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy and I were talking this morning. I'm just trying to keep up with my IG account for, King of the Hammer. I've got a ton of great footage, videos, photos, stuff on my phone. I'm trying to bleed out to social media, but it takes time. To hashtag it properly and get the right people and, the whole thing. I mean, anything that's worth doing takes time, and it's like, I was joking around that, hey, we need a media guy here in camp to run all this, our pages, but I can't imagine a forum where you got, so many different moving parts.
Yeah.
What kind of time that takes.
Yeah, it's been a lot. And like I said, it's really is a family. All the people that jumped over and moved over right away. It's pretty amazing. I've had people reach out to help with the Instagram account. So
perfect.
There's a bunch of people that go through and comb, look for any kind of new builds or anything like that, and they're posting to our Instagram.
Right on.
We're still not super active on that. That's something I need to get a little better handle on. But we're slowly kicking it off there.
Yeah,
so.
Heck yeah. I love it.
Well, so can you break down the forum a little bit? Can you, like what are the main sections, or why would somebody want to, go from the podcast listening today and go over to the forum? Like what's some of the benefits and what's there available?
Right. So we got several sections. There's there's all the manufacturers are on there, and so you can go in. If you're a Toyota person, you can go into the toy section, you can go into the Jeep section or whatever, and find a bunch of people that are familiar with whatever you're wheeling and can help. So there's those general sections. There's the chit chat section is just people on there all day long talking about everything, arguing from politics to, they're sitting there talking about KOH. We just fired up a race section the other day, so that's been super active with people watching the live feeds from here.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm scrolling through it right now. So you got the marketplace, and then the miscellaneous.
Yeah,
even cooking.
Wow.
Camp. We should talk about
cooking.
our camp kitchen. Yeah.
Oh, your kitchen that's amazing.
It's a little bit smaller this year, but yeah, it works. It's we like to chef it up a little bit out here.
Yeah, if I ever get lost wandering through campers trying to find back to where you guys are, I just use my nose.
There you go.
You guys always got something going over there.
We've had some great meals this week. It's been actually, you think about it, we've had some pretty wild stuff that you'd never think you'd be cooking out in the desert. Schnitzel,
right?
The Asian night last night.
That was amazing.
Oh my God, that was so good. But anyways, yeah, we love to eat, so we love to cook.
Yeah, that cooking section on there, that was one thing that so many people demanded. There's actually, if you go up to the resources at the very top, there's actually a cookbook that people have been compiling.
Oh, no
years.
kidding!
That's
so
awesome.
for like trail stuff.
Yeah, it's like the Irate cookbook is what it is now.
That's
and
awesome.
It's just years and years of people sharing awesome recipes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of funny that but that cooking section is pretty popular.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely dive into that.
Yeah,
a little bit.
that's neat that you that you're always morphing it, right?
Yeah.
You're like, a bunch of people wanted cooking, so I gave them a cooking forum or section, right? And then a bunch of people are sharing it, and so then the users and you are like, hey, we should somewhat pin a bunch of these really good ones and what the recipes are and make it into this cookbook, you know? And it's it's always evolving and it's always changing, and that's and that's a testament to you, right, being so dedicated to this and not letting it die.
Yeah, it's and I definitely don't take the stance of it's mine, it's my idea. I understand where it came from, and I certainly appreciate that. It's not like I was trying to kill that site or anything, but so everything that we do on there really kind of goes to there'll be a post or something to try and get everybody's idea. Do we want to do this? Do you not want to do this? Should we create this? Do we go down this path? Yes or no? How's everybody feel about this? It's not just me sitting there pulling strings saying, okay, now you all have to do this, that kind of thing. So it's very much a community decision on all that kind of stuff that we do. And it's been pretty well received. So
that's cool. He's got side-by-side, which is has brought a ton of people into the off-road, industry, market, sport. I always call it a sport. Newbie 4x4, so maybe people are tamer in there and don't blast you like they did on the other side.
Yeah. Back in the day, they could get brutal.
I'm new, just waving the white flag, but I got a question about my locking hub or something.
Exactly.
That's perfect. Tow rigs and trailers, wiring, electrical.
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool, and I know it's going to evolve, and I love that you're open to feedback and stuff from fellow off-roaders, and like, hey, let's add this. I mean, I'm definitely going to dive into this deeper, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, so the only thing that we're kind of lacking that Pirate had is the years and years and years of tech on there. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of a big thing we talked about when they first announced that they were going to be doing this. I downloaded the entire Pirate site. It took like 2 weeks.
Holy smokes!
And you make sure you read all the rules and all that, and you can definitely you can download you can download anything for offline reading. Mm-hmm. So I did that just to kind of make sure. Yeah, because
preserved.
Given their history, it was probably going to screw something up.
Yeah,
they did. But
because what comes to my mind right now is Rob Bender Parks. That did a whole thing on tube bending, right? And that was like a super popular post on Pirate, but in that tech arena, and man, I can't tell you how many people refer back to that.
Yeah, there's so many Bibles.
Yes,
that
Bibles.
were written.
That's the Bible.
Yeah. So I downloaded all that stuff, and we talked about it once it fired up, and I'm like, I can easily write some code to rip all this and republish all this. There's a big legal issue with that. Mm-hmm. So I got some attorneys involved and showed them what I was doing, what I was trying to do, and we came out with a pretty easy solution. It would require everybody just signing a document saying that I can reproduce their personal content.
Oh, there you go.
So I just need the person's permission.
That wrote that, started that feed or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
And so we discussed that on the forum, and everybody's like, you know what? Some of this stuff, like even Bill Vista's Dana 60 Bible, which is like the go-to for everybody. Even some of that's getting a little dated.
Right. So
as a community said, we're not even going to mess with it. We're starting from scratch. There's been so much of that stuff. Well, Pirate does have a shitload of content. Mm-hmm. Some of it's getting a little dated. So we decided just to go from scratch, and we got a new game plan now. We're going to try and kick off one Bible a month and start rewriting stuff.
Cool.
So
wow.
And that's
a lofty goal.
That is a lofty goal.
It is. So, and what it is, especially with the members we had right off the start. So it's got going pretty good. We'll kick it off. And we'll just call it like a version 1, and then so we'll have the Bible, and then there'll be an associated forum with it, so people can come back, ask questions, say, hey, you know what, maybe this is a little different, and we'll keep everything updated. But we just want to make sure we're keeping that rolling, and the whole community is like on top of it and contributing, and it's awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to go into. You talked about different tiers or like a premium membership of some sort. Is there? So how does that work? I mean, obviously, I'm assuming there's the
free version,
the lurker, as we were kind of calling it, right? And then so it sounds like there's other tiers or step ups from there. Can you discuss those?
Sure, we got a couple different ones. Anybody that lands on the page is just a basic guest, and you'll see some ads on there, and then but. Still nothing like the old site. The members that do sign up, they'll get full access to the site. They can post. They can do whatever they want. It does limit them on the volume of pictures and a few other minor things.
Size limit that they can upload.
Yeah, the amount of space amount of space they can take up on the server, basically. Sure. So and that's a free account, and they see some ads.
Okay.
And then there's the premium account. They're called Red Skulls, and they it's $20 a year. And they get unlimited storage. They can post as many pictures as they want. No ads. I think they do see ads, but they're from our vendors that have come onto the site
that they can get discounts through or whatever.
Right. So we have a bunch of vendors. That's another level of membership, and so those guys we put their ads at the top, and everybody sees those, so that they know they're there and to go shopping with those guys.
Right on.
So
why Red Skulls when your logo's green?
Well, they're all different colors. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that I have is all green. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. No.
Branding, graphic designer talk here. So,
yeah, no. Okay. The admins and the mods have like a green to them.
Right.
So that they kind of stand out if you need something. Red Skulls are the premiums. The Yellow Skulls are the vendors on there.
Okay.
And then we have Blue Skulls, and we don't have that set up yet because we've been working with Google on some of their ads. And what that is, it's for people in the media who want to come on and publish any kind of write-ups, tech reviews, product reviews, any of that kind of stuff. And what it'll do is it'll let them create a Google AdSense account. So it puts their ads on their content. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So whatever they're going to publish,
doesn't get that, but I do.
No, I get it. I'm not totally ignorant. I maybe couldn't explain it perfectly, but I do get it.
No, people, I mean, you look at some of the product reviews that people have done in the past. Right. There's a lot of time involved with those, and documenting and writing, and so I see no reason why the site should be making money for that. We put their ads on those pages, and I mean, it's not going to be nobody's going to be getting rich off of it, but definitely get some good beer money out of it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that's cool. I think we might have to talk to Austin here about adding a podcast section on the
an off-road
off-road
podcast section.
Fastest growing off-road podcast section.
Snail Whiskey.
Snail Whiskey, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. We could do a whiskey forum on there too, section.
I think that's
that goes
but that's
along with
part
the
of
cooking,
the that's
part of the evolution.
Well, the problem.
Yeah.
Right? Is like, well, how much
Where do
and
I stop?
what do I want to add? Yeah.
It is.
Like, is whiskey really a part of
wheeling? Absolutely, it is.
But
at the end of the night,
you have the beer section, and then you have the wine section, and the alcohol section, and it's just, I mean, it could ever be evolving, or you
as
just
it
need
should.
to.
I mean, but
it does.
The sport. I mean, the people that are entrenched in this. I mean, it's like, whatever rig you drive, 4x4 rig. You got to eat, you got to drink. You got to have some sort of accommodations, whether it's a tent or a Taj Mahal that we're in now. I mean, those all go together. The trailer, you got to get your junk there. I mean, there's just so many aspects of it.
Yeah, it could quickly get out of hand. The other site got so big, they had a little forum for everything, which I completely understand. It does help break it up, but also it just gets overwhelming.
Sure.
So that was another thing the community wanted, was to really try to keep it small. So it comes down to an issue of trying to figure out when exactly we do fire up another sub forum for
whatever.
But it's been working real well. So
Well, that's great. I mean, you're still, you're starting off, and you started off, you said May of last year. I mean, in the pandemic, the full-blown pandemic going. So, maybe that drove more traffic to you. Maybe it didn't. I don't know.
Could have been. Everybody stuck at home.
But I love that it's just getting going, and you're already off to a great start.
Yeah, it's awesome. And my goal this year is to start hitting a lot more of these type of events.
Yes.
Just to let people know that that kind of thing is back. It's amazing the bad taste that fell in people's mouths after all the issues that the company that bought it had. So that's awesome, and I'm glad you took the initiative to get that going, because it was a big hole in our community when that went south. Yeah.
So,
and I think that's also one of the reasons that we wanted to get you on the podcast here, is to just spread that word.
Super appreciate it.
It's back, it just has a different name.
Right.
Irate4x4 now, come and check it out.
Yeah, and you talk about events, I mean, Moab Easter Jeep Safari is a huge one, and now they announced this week that that's probably not going to happen.
I heard that, yeah.
But I would definitely put on your radar Trail Hero in October.
Yeah.
That is an awesome event.
Yeah, I saw those guys down there. I was talking to them about that.
Yeah. Rich Klein puts on a spectacular event, and wheeling from extreme simple to extreme out of control. I don't even want to walk up that trail. Stuff. So it's a great deals in October. So, and being here at KOH is definitely premier event. So so cool. So what's in the immediate future, or what's your long-term, goals of the site for them, and what you got going on?
Yeah, really just keep growing the community and trying to get these all the people that have been turned off, get them all back,
right,
and keep growing it. So we're really looking to focus on our part sales and grow that. So I spend a lot of time here talking to a bunch of different vendors down there and some more wholesale type distributors.
Cool.
So we're going to be bringing in way more parts that'll be available for people too. And in your camp, luckily hooked up with somebody to help me with all the swag too.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's a never-ending thing, and that is a challenge for me. I've never done anything like that. I've been doing e-commerce for 10 years.
Yeah, but
I just write the code and put stuff out there. I don't actually have to think about designing a shirt or where it's coming from or how it's getting printed or all that. So
Dirtbag Johnny.
Dirtbag
Johnny. Yeah. So he stepped up his game for us this year. His game's always been there, but he I told him, hey, we need banner, we need all this stuff, and helped out Jimmy with his Snail Trail 4x4 and Snail Armor, and Tyler who? I don't know, some Morphlate thing or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's been great, because I'm not a marketing guy. I'm not into any of this stuff, but you're forced to when you're in trying to promote your own product.
Sure.
You got to toot your own horn sometimes, and it's been a fun learning curve for me, and Johnny definitely gets that arena, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hooking up with him next week and start planning out more merch.
Yep. The merch and swag. Well, anything else you want to talk about before we go get our eyes on this Unimog in daylight, because I've only seen it at night?
Oh yeah, no, we can go check it out. No, I super appreciate you guys having me on and helping get the word out. So,
heck yeah.
I think I was thinking that a somewhat of a good close might be, give us your 2-minute spiel of what do you tell people it is, why should they come over?
Yeah, it's always I always ask people if they remember Pirate. Everybody goes, yeah, but I got off that because of XYZ. I'm like, well, we dropped the P, and it's called Irate, and we're all back, and we're building the tech again. Everybody's like, awesome. It's very well respected. Everybody loves that. So I know there's no cell service out here, so I'm really hoping to start watching the numbers start really growing next week when people get back, and hopefully have some more traffic on there and more members. So.
Oh, I guarantee you will. I mean, it's just, these are our people that are out here on the lake bed.
Yeah.
I love this community, and it's so fun to go out there and just, whether you hand them a sticker or whatever, and then they go, oh, yeah, let me check this out. And then that's how it grows. It's all organic. And, cross-promoting. We're appreciative to take some of your time here, too, and sit down with us. So, super cool. Do Do I ask for last words? I'm going to cross over a little bit here, Jimmy.
Are you?
Yeah, I am, because you never get... well, yeah, I guess you do get to do last words on your podcast.
Well, I usually give the last words, but the last few episodes, I've been asking them.
That's why I'm a little confused right now, because we've done a couple interviews together here. So on the Snail Trail 4x4, they have final words. It could be a word or words. So I'll give you a second to think about it. Jimmy, what's yours?
Go sign up for Irate4x4 if you enjoy forums.
Nice. Very nice. Good promo there.
Yeah, that's nice.
There you go. All right, Austin?
Just come by. The community is still there. We love seeing builds. We love nothing's changed there. We love to see your builds. We love helping builds. And just come on back and get back into the forum. So
yeah, show us your builds.
Yep.
Right on, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. Another great interview here on the lakebed, KOH 2021. Let's go out and have some fun. It is 4400 race day, boys and girls. All right. With that, we're out. And there you go. There you have it.
Awesome.
Ready to sign up for the forum, Chris?
Oh, heck yeah. Well,
You going to be a Red Skull?
Yeah, right.
You should. Red Skull Wrangler you could be. That could be your hashtag, your name on there, your moniker.
Well, I want to get my tons on it, because I'll be lambasted on that place. No, they haven't toned down.
They have a newbie section. You can go into the newbie section where you can just wave the white flag I talked about. And you just go, hey, I'm new. I'm just asking a simple question. I don't know.
Don't hurt me. Some of the things in the old Pirate 4x4, man.
They're hilarious.
It gets vicious. It's just.
So the interesting thing is, I loved out of that was that, because there was we talked about it, there were some Bibles in there, some build Bibles, right?
Like the Dana 60.
The Dana 60, the bending, it goes on and on. Geometry, how to set up a 4-link and 3-link setup and all that stuff. But, it's become a little dated.
Yeah.
And so they're going to rewrite it. But I'm glad to hear that he has it archived so, it's not lost forever.
That's awesome.
And that's because there's some
copyright issues or anything?
Well, that's what he talked about. He had to get the lawyers involved. And if you get permission from the original author, then you're fine.
Okay.
Is what I got out of that conversation.
Well, there you go.
So, but he has the content, and that's the important thing. And if you need to go back to it, it's there. At least it's preserved. Interesting. I'm not much of a forum guy.
No.
I was a lurker, like I mentioned, on Pirate, because it was highly entertaining at times.
Oh, yeah. No, bloody sometimes.
But now with the IG, that's what I try and focus on my minimal amount of spare time that I have. But it's cool, and I do want to... I want to check it out. I'm going to give it a college try and see if I get lambasted on there or something. I'll have to come up with an interesting name.
You'll be a Red Skull for sure.
Yeah.
Jason Buggy, crazy guy, something.
Stupid Lorenzo Buggy driver, something. I don't know. We'll figure out.
Lorenzo needs a license.
Yes, he does. He definitely.
No, that would be bad. Anyway.
So check out Austin's forum there, irate4x4.com. Of course, hit him up on the gram.
Yep.
This thing is growing, and get in early, get in often, and
vote early, vote often.
Exactly. Don't miss the boat.
Right on.
But I like it. The hardcore 4-wheelers are definitely in there, and there's some great info to be shared. So.
Well, think about the history of Pirate 4x4 and all the people that, even a lot of the KOH people, can relate back to or can be traced back to Pirate 4x4.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So to have that OG, if you will, and continue that thing in a new venue that's clean, let's do it.
Yeah. Start afresh. Anew. That's great. Well, there you go. There's your bonus content. Again, we give till it hurts here. You got just a few days left to get in on Element E52 double E50 plural E50s fire extinguishers and mounts
over a $200 value.
Yes, it is. Even with Hustle Nuts mounts, custom made mounts there. Thank you, Jason.
Woo-hoo.
And just look back for the March I'm sorry, February 2nd. February 2nd. I'm already jumping into March.
Wait a minute, what happened?
Time traveling through podcast land
Turn
is
a flux
difficult.
capacitor on.
Yes, it's all that hanging out with the EVE boys, man. All the time traveling we've been doing over there.
Oh my god!
So March, God damn it, February 2nd. February
Holy
2nd.
moly, right?
IG post.
Yes.
February 2nd. February 2nd, 2021. There it is.
2021.
I am out of bourbon, and it's time to go refill my glass. Check that out. Check us out on IG. Hit us up with email, Chris or Jason at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. Hit up our webpage, wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. Get some of that new swag.
That's right.
And if it's not on the website, then just hit up Johnny and just go, dude, I want a new koozie. I want the new face mask, get neck gaiter deal.
The neck gaiters are so cool.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeehaw!
With that,
We're out.